Okay, in this last video for the equation clock project, I'm going to go over how to write equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to start with my answer. So if I want my solution to be x equals -4, I'm going to start by, I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by any number I want. So I'm going to choose 6. So I'm going to do times 6 and times 6 here. So that gives me 6x equals -24. And then since I need variables on both sides, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an x to both sides of the equation. But instead of just adding 1x, I'm going to do 2x. You can add any number of x's, it doesn't matter, or subtract. To keep it simple, I'm going to add 2x. Now, 2x and 6x on this side, these are like terms. They're both variable terms, so I can add those together. So that's going to equal 8x. And then the -24, the -24 and the 2x, these are not like terms. So I cannot add those together. So I'm going to leave it -24 plus 2x. Now you can stop right there if you want, because now you have an equation with variables on both sides. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to add or subtract a constant term to both sides. So I think I'm going to subtract 1. I'm going to use subtraction. So I'm going to do -1 on both sides. 8x minus 1. These are not like terms, so I'm just going to leave it and go back to my black. 8x minus 1 equals, now the -24 and the -1, those are both constant terms, so I can combine those together. That adds up to -25 and then plus 2x. And there you have an equation with variables on both sides. If I were to check this, if I were to solve for x, I would take the smaller variable, and I'd get 6x minus 1 equals -25, because that would cancel out. Then I'd add 1 to both sides, and I'd get 6x equals -25 plus 1 is -24. Then you'd have to divide both sides by 6, and you get x equals -4. So this checked all the way up with my original solution that I wanted. But here's the equation that I would write, that I created, that has a solution of x equals -4. Okay, so the last one more example. We have x equals 20. So this time I'm going to just start by adding a variable to both sides. So I'm going to just pick 4x. So I'm going to add 4x to both sides. 4x plus this 1x right here, those are like terms, so that's 5x. And then the 20 plus 4x, you cannot add those together because those are not like terms, so I'm just going to leave it 20 plus 4x. Or you could write 4x plus 20, the order doesn't matter of addition. And then I think I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So I'm just picking a number, and just, if you follow the golden rule, if you do something to one side, you have to do it to the other side. 5x plus 8, you cannot group these together because the 8 is not a variable term. So I'm just going to leave it 5x plus 8 equals, now right here, these are both constant terms, so I can group these together. 20 plus 8 is 28 plus 4x. And now I have an equation with variables on both sides of the equal sign. So I have an x term here and an x term here. And when I solve this equation, I'm going to get 20. 20 would be my solution. And you can check, this is another way you can check it. Instead of solving it, I'm just going to put in 20 for the x on both sides. So 5 times 20 is 100, plus 8 is 108. And then over here, 28 plus 4 times 20. Well, 4 times 20 is 80, plus 28 is 108 also. So that checks. X equals 20 is the solution to this equation right here. This is the solution, and this is the equation that we created that has a solution of 20. Okay, so I'm going to let you work on your clock project and make up your equations. Thanks.